Welcome to the Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast with your host, hailing from Kaukauna, Wisconsin, riding a CST tires, SSI decals, Valvoline backed Yamaha YFC 450R, four-time ATV Motocross National Champion, number 25, Cody Jansen.
What's up, everybody?
We're back!
Welcome to the latest edition of the Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast, episode 151 of the Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast, presented by our title sponsor, CST Tires, in stock and available for purchase today at shop.csttires.com. I'm your host, Cody Jansen, saying hello to our nearly 275,000 monthly Digging Deep listeners in 111 countries in which you are listening. And on this episode, we'll be joined by one of my absolute favorite riders in ATV Motocross today. Kinsey Osborn is in the midst of a historic run. 3 straight WMX National Championships, back-to-back perfect seasons, and an active 45 moto win streak. And if that's not enough, she's also a force to be reckoned with in the A classes as well. But as much as a fan as I am of her on track, I enjoy our conversations with her just as much off the track as well. You are really going to enjoy this preseason catch-up conversation with the fastest female ATV racer on the planet right here on the Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast. Let's quickly shout out all of our incredible partners here for another season. CST Tires, go to shop.csttires.com today. Yamaha, thanks to Blue Crew. Thanks to SSI Decals, Valvoline, DID Racing Chain, Launderville Steel Enterprises and Concrete Supply, DP Brakes, Impact Solutions, Ultimate Poly Products, UPP Racing, our choice when it comes to case savers, chain sliders, intake manifolds, and more. Use discount code DIGGINGDEEP15 at uppracing.com and Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with code DIGGINGDEEP20 at manscaped.com. Whether it's the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, the GOAT of electric razor trimmers, my favorite, the Beard Hedger Pro Kit from Manscaped, or the best nose hair trimmer ever created, the Weed Whacker 2.0, get 20% off and free shipping with code DIGGINGDEEP20 at manscaped.com. Support all the great companies that support us, and for any products that fall through the cracks, click that Rocky Mountain ATVMC banner on our website to help us out. It's that time of year, the season is right around the corner, and you and your machine need some TLC. No matter what off-road gear parts you need, Rocky Mountain ATVMC has you covered. But before you buy, simply click that Rocky Mountain ATVMC banner on our website. By using our specific link, we get a percentage of what you buy on the back end, enabling you to help us out while purchasing the parts you need anyway. And did you know you can buy OEM parts from Rocky Mountain ATVMC as well? Yep, shipped conveniently right to your door. So click that Rocky Mountain ATVMC banner at diggingdeepatvmx.com to help us out while satisfying all your gear and parts needs. Shout out to all of our donors over the years. If you are interested in donating and hearing your name on the show, you can find the Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee donation links on our website. Major thanks to all who have donated. Now, if you can't afford to donate, but you still want to help us out, you can leave us a rating or a review on iTunes and Spotify, because that helps us out a bunch too. Now, as you kick back and tune into the latest episode of the Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast, signups are now open at atvfantasy.com, so head there now. The Daytona ATV Supercross season opener is just 10 days away as we sit here and record, so start assembling your team today at atvfantasy.com. So excited for a new season of ATV Fantasy. Now, it's showtime. The 30-second board is up, it's sideways, and the gate is down. Time to dig deep.
Let's go!
All right, guys, it's been a little bit since we talked to this next guest. She's a blast every time she joins us. Brought to you by Yamaha and their industry-leading YFZ 450R. Say hello to the reigning, defending, undisputed, and 3-time WMX ATV Motocross National Champion, coming off not one, but 2 perfect seasons in a row, Miss Kinsey Osborn. Kinsey, welcome back to the podcast. Thanks so much for making a little time for me.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I thought I got kicked off for a second there, but it looks like it's working now.
Yeah, you got kicked off for a second, but you're back, you're here. So yeah, Kinsey, I appreciate you making a little time for me. I know different setting than every time that we've talked before, right? This is, you're now coming to us live from school. So how's that been? How's the school life been so far?
Yeah, so I'm pretty used to the whole dorm life. This is just kind of my normal now. I actually have 3 roommates, and I mean, it's just been fun. Things have been going. This week alone has been a little stressful school-wise. I've had a few exams and just a lot going on, but I mean, making it through just fine, and it's great. Everything's good.
Everything's great. So I wanted to talk to you after the season, obviously, because it was awesome for you. And we'll talk about that a little bit. But I wanted to have you on the podcast, I think, after we had the ride day at your family's track there, because it was just fun to listen to you be like, yeah, it's like being at school is weird. And I don't have like all my free time I just want to spend in the gym. And when I come home, like the thing I look forward to the most is like having normal food and just like all the normal like college kid things. And I just thought it was fun to, listen to you talk about that while like we know you as racetrack Kinsey and you're, the gnarliest, girl on 4 wheels. So it's fun to think about that. And then think about like all these people or probably your roommates, even like they don't know how freaking gnarly you are, like they don't know that side of your life. And that's kind of fun to think about too.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like about the whole like gym, like just being a college kid in general, like, I mean, since I can't like ride all the time now, I'm not at home. So like the gym, I really picked up on the gym and it's been like a thing, like everyday thing. Like that's just what I do. And it's how I spend my free time. And since I can't do those other things that I used to do, at least not as much, but coming up in these coming weeks, I will be going home more often on the weekends to ride. So,
okay, awesome. Yeah. And you did make the time or made a trip to Florida, right? While probably on Christmas break or whatever. So how was that?
Yeah. Yeah. I was on winter break at the time because I have like a month off. It's like from December, I think it was like December 13th to like January 13th, I was off from school. So, I mean, aside from that trip, I was so bored the entire break because I mean, there's just not much to do at home. I would go to like the YMCA is like our like gym. Yeah. I would go there, come back. I would do like dishes and laundry for my mom because I had nothing else to do, and then just like sit at home basically. But the trip to Deckers was fun. I had a blast. I love that track. Okay. I love the new layout too. I just had a lot of fun down there. It was a short trip though. It was about like a weekend length.
Okay. So the funny thing is and I didn't know you were going to say that about, what it was like when you were at home. But the funny thing is that I can verify it all because I talked to your dad at one point and he's like, yeah, Kinsey's in this gnarly mode right now where she's just like at the gym. And when she's not at the gym, she's at the home cleaning and it's great.
Yeah, my dad, he was like, man, what are we going to do when you go back to school? And I was like, I don't know, guys. You're going to have to figure that one out.
That's awesome. So how does that work for you guys? You talked about being at Deckers. Is that a points race for you guys when the series goes there? Or is that pro only? How does that work?
See, I was actually asking my dad. I was texting him the other day about that because I don't know. I might have saw an Instagram post or something about it. And I knew it was a Triple Crown. So I texted my dad. The first thing I say to him, I was like, so since it's pro Triple Crown, does that mean it's like for A too? Like, is there going to be more Triple Crown races for A? And he was like, no. And then I was like, okay, well, do the points from Deckers carry over to the season for A? He goes, no. And I was like,
so it's pro only for points, but the other races are like, there's big time prizes and stuff for them, right? That I saw.
Yeah, there is.
It's not a points paying race.
Yeah, I believe it's like, there's a few big prizes like cash rewards and also like I believe a Yamaha bike
and an e-bike I thought or something, right? Like I saw some other cool stuff. Yeah.
But I was like, man, I mean those are good prizes, but that would be so cool if it was like Triple Crown for A too, and have it like the last Triple Crown be at my track. And I don't know, that's just been really cool to have too.
So the one, and I kind of had a similar question at one point when when the Triple Crown thing first came out, because I thought, okay, we can't probably do a Triple Crown at Briarcliff, right? Like there's too many races and too many classes or whatever. But I thought at Deckers, I thought maybe you could, because you're not racing the full schedule. So I'm like, maybe everybody does a Triple Crown there.
Right.
But yeah, I guess that wasn't in the cards. So like, obviously you were down there, you saw a bunch of fast people, like everybody's down there at that time. Did you see anybody that like impressed you, or can you give us like some insider info from being down there? Like what's the scoop?
Yeah, I mean, there honestly wasn't too many people down there when I went for New Year's Eve. I mean, not a lot that are like from the series. There's like the normal ones that go every year, I believe. Like, let me think. Adam Ulrich was down there for a little bit.
Okay.
Honestly, don't remember. Braden Orr was down there too. He races A.
Yeah,
and,
he's competition for you.
Yeah, he is. He is. He was fast, so nothing changed there. But Heath Hanna was down there. He was actually, I believe he was like the first one to send, because they took the power line jump out.
Oh, they did. Okay.
They made it this like rhythm jump. It was a little, I mean, they knocked the face down on purpose so people couldn't go crazy on it first, because it was like a few days after they made it. But Heath Hanna was the first one to, I think, triple into it.
Okay.
But I believe most people came after. Joey Norris was down there, Hetrick. I think Tom Ebden, Cody Houghton, and a few other guys, Ian Juka, they all came down like right after I left. So
we missed out on seeing some of those guys, but I thought I'd see if you had any insider info for us on who's looking good coming into the season. Kinsey, more about you. So last time we talked to you, I think on the show was after the first undefeated season. So it would have been, like a year and some odd months ago. So now like we sit here, you've put together obviously 3 titles, back to back undefeated seasons at this point, which means you're on a 45 moto win streak. Like the smile on your face, like says it all. Like, I don't even know what it must feel like to be that dominant. Like what are the emotions that come along with that? Think back to when the run started, like where Kinsey was at in life, where the race program was, and like all your confidence maybe and all that stuff, like where it was when you first started winning. Cause it's like, as soon as you went on this streak, like when it started, you haven't lost since, like as soon as you found your footing in the WMX class as like the girl to beat, the woman to beat, you haven't lost since. And that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, when I do like think back to when it just started, I mean, my goal going into my first year in WMX, my goal was literally like top 3, I think. And then as the season went, obviously my goals changed. And I still remember actually like the first time I won, I think it was at like 3 Palms, I believe.
Okay.
It was just a great feeling. But I mean, it's never been at the front of my mind, like the whole streak and everything. I mean, my main focus has actually been in A class and like doing better against the boys. Cause it's just harder and more challenging. I hate to say it like that, but I think it meant a lot more, the first year since I was up against like Andrea and Neem and all these girls that I like grew up watching them race together. Yeah. Like I want to be like them. So that was definitely special. And I mean, it still is. It's awesome to be that girl now, but it's not something that I'm constantly like thinking about or, cause like if the streak ends, it ends. It's not the end of the world to me. It was a cool thing, but I'm not like hyper focused on it, if you know what I mean.
Well, the one that's thinking about it is Dad, because he's the one that's keeping that quad running, so we heard him joke about like just, pulling the plug on the very first race of the upcoming season so that he didn't have to worry about the streak anymore. But I kind of figured that was going to be your answer. I mean, that first year, your very first race in WMX was at Daytona, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So I remember that because like to me, I remember the hype about Bryce Ford coming into the pro class. Like everybody was so anxious to watch him go pro. And like I had a very similar feeling to when you went to WMX. Like I'm like, I can't wait to see how Kinsey's going to fit into this WMX class. And it didn't take you very long to figure it out. I remember every lap of that Daytona race. And now to see, what it's become is just amazing. And honestly, like I look at it a little bit differently. Like the streak is awesome, but all those girls like that you looked up to, like you once looked up to, and then you got to the level where you're racing them and beating them. You're setting such an amazing standard for all the girls that you're racing against now. Like you're setting, like they're watching you. And I'm assuming like, obviously they're, your competition to them or whatever, but I would think like when you go out and race the boys, they want to see you slay it because you're setting the standard. Like they want to be like you, they're shooting to be like you. And you keep upping that bar and, making the level higher for them to get to, and it's making all of them better. So like I don't look at it like you're beating up on the WMX class. Like to me, you're raising the level for everybody. That's how I see it.
Yeah. And to kind of like go off of that, I think for WMX more to me now, it's kind of like proving that like girls can be just as fast, and just bringing more attention to WMX in general. And also it is cool to be that girl, not only to like the people I'm racing against, but the younger ones now in the girls class. We have the WMX youth program. It's been so fun for me to watch the videos they send in, because one of the questions is like, what's your favorite rider? Who's your favorite WMX rider? And who's your favorite track? And they're like, Kinsey or Bart. And they're just adorable. And I love that I can be that person to them, like Andrea and the older girls were to me. It's a really full circle moment. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, and you would know better than I, but it sure looks to me like the level of the class is now like on the up and up. Like I swear it, like it's getting faster and faster. Like you said, like there was girls that you looked up to and you know, whatever, but the level of the class as a whole today is better than it was like 3 or 5 years ago, in my opinion. Like there's no doubt about it. It just continues to get better and better. And yeah, I love to see it. There's more competition. Like maybe you might be up front, but the podiums aren't the same. Like the competition behind you, man, is awesome to see.
Yeah, for sure. And I've actually, especially this past season specifically, I've been watching the girls class, and those girls, like the top 5, I mean, they're moving. And I remember specifically at Loretta's this past year, I was in staging and I thought the girls class was on the line, the starting gate. And then I saw this one boy lined up on the gate with them. And I go up to the dad and I'm like, is he in the wrong class? I was like, is this the girls class? Like, are you sure you got the right one here? And he was like, no, this is 90 shifter or something like that. And I was like, really? Because he was the only boy. The rest of the gate was girls. And yeah, and it was almost a full gate too. That's amazing. That was something I've never seen before. And it just blew me away. I was like, wow. Because only a few years ago, there was like no girls even in the girls class. Exactly. So. And I think that is a testament to that youth program and stuff too, right? That you're continuing to get more little girls involved in this thing, which is awesome. We'll get right back to the show, but now a word from our sponsors. And thank you for listening to these ads. Without these great companies, none of this would be possible. Show your support for the people who support us. The official tire choice of Digging Deep, CST tires are the choice of ATV racing's elite on the track, in the woods, and every other terrain. CST tires swept the ATV racing world in 2022 as Joel Hetrick, Bryson Neal, and Bo Barron rode their Pulse MXR and Pulse HT tires to an ATV Pro Motocross title, GNCC XC1 Pro title, and 10th ATV Pro Works Racing title, respectively. Led by champion Joel Hetrick and podium contenders Bryce Ford, Jeffrey Rastrelli, and Nick Janusa, CST's Pulse MXR tire is the most trusted tire in ATV motocross today. Available in soft and standard compounds, the Pulse MXR offers the highest level of traction, most predictable cornering, and superior wear characteristics when compared to the competition. And did I mention they have a contingency program as well? Visit shop.csttires.com to join the CST takeover today, or prepare to be beat by someone who did. The best of the best choose CST. Do you? You know we're Team Blue Crew here at the Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast, as the Yamaha YFZ 450R is the official ATV of Digging Deep. In a move started by 8-time ATV MX Pro Class National Champion Chad Wienen, who with his next championship will become the winningest champion in ATV motocross history, we are living in ATV racing's YFZ 450R era. Alongside Wienen, 7-time GNCC XC1 Pro ATV National Champion Walker Fowler welcomed a pair of new champions to the Yamaha Champions Club, as the podium-proven Yamaha YFZ 450R proved to be the winning choice for Joel Hetrick and Bryson Neal. This unprecedented success for the YFZ 450R, its unrivaled quality and performance, and the clear fact that Yamaha is the leading OEM supporter of ATV racing has resulted in a complete Yamaha takeover within the sport quad market. Evident by the continuation of Yamaha's Blue Crew Racer Support Program, Yamaha riders will once again cash in on payout and prize opportunities in 2023, including a chance to win a brand new YFZ 450R. For more info, head over to YamahaBlueCrew.com. Follow Yamaha Outdoors, as well as the new Blue Crew official channel on social media, and check out Yamaha's full proven off-road lineup at YamahaOutdoors.com today.
SSI Decals, your way. SSI Decals sets the standard with the best looking decals, graphics kits, and vinyl wraps in the industry. Established in 1947, SSI took shape as an offshoot of their parent company by doing a little work for local pro Chad Wienen. Nearly 2 decades later, and fueled by a passion for ATVs, the company has flourished into one of ATV Moto's most recognized brands. From ATV Motocross, SSI has expanded into graphics and design work for top racers in GNCC, Works Racing, Pro Motocross and Supercross, Off-Road, and more, headlined by 8-time world champion Top Fuel drag racer Clay Milliken. Whether your project is big or small, SSI Decals will make your identity stick. Get started today at ssidecals.com and use code DIGGINGDEEP10 for 10% off at checkout. Things are about to get sick. The Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast is brought to you in part by DID and their wide range of championship-winning chains. From the street to the track and everywhere in between, DID chains are designed to give you the optimal riding experience with great performance and increased chain life. Consistent to the core, pick up your box of reliability today. DID, what drives you? For over 150 years, Valvoline has been dedicated to constant improvement and innovation across all disciplines of racing. As a proud member of Team Valvoline for nearly a decade, I have witnessed their unwavering commitment to pushing the boundaries of performance. Valvoline has sponsored some of the greatest names in motorsports, solidifying their position as a powerhouse within the industry. Being a part of this historically great team has been an incredible privilege. When it comes to my equipment, whether it's my daily commuting vehicles, race quads, or anything in between, I trust nothing but Valvoline. Their range of products and lubricants consistently deliver increased horsepower, durability, and engine life. I'm excited to announce Valvoline's breakthrough in performance, Valvoline Ultimate Power Sports. With up to 8 times stronger rust protection and 50% better wear protection, this cutting-edge formula ensures your ATV's engine runs smoother and longer for the ultimate ride. Tackle rugged terrains with confidence knowing your ATV's engine is equipped with the best protection available. Ready to experience the next level of performance? Head over to shop.valvolineglobal.com and use code DIGGINGDEEP10 at checkout to unlock an exclusive 10% off on your purchase. Don't miss out on this limited time offer to enhance your ATV's performance with Valvoline's Ultimate Power Sports engine oil.
We interrupt this program for a special news bulletin.
The following message is brought to you by Manscaped.com. The Manscaped engineering team has outdone themselves this time, creating the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, now available for purchase in the US and Canada. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, an official sponsor of the Digging Deep ATVMX podcast, with this exclusive offer of 20% off and free worldwide shipping with code DIGGINGDEEP20 at Manscaped.com. I'm one of the first people to try the new 4.0 and I am blown away. This thing is next level. What sets this trimmer apart from all the rest? The Lawnmower 4.0 gives you the ability to turn the LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. It features a new multi-functioning on-off switch with travel lock for those of us who like to travel. And my favorite, the new trimmer allows you to customize your trim with 4 different guard lengths, an upgrade from its predecessor that only featured 2. If you're listening, you know that good tools are a must, so wait no more to get the best tools for the job. Get 20% off and free shipping with code DIGGINGDEEP20 at Manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at Manscaped.com by using code DIGGINGDEEP20.
Hey everyone, this is Larry Mills, president of DP Brakes North America and proud partner of the Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast. We at DP Brakes are a longtime supporter of ATV racing and the world leader in sintered brake technology, dominating the ATV world for decades by supporting the best four-wheel racers on the planet. This year's lineup includes Jeff Rastrelli, Mark Baldwin and Baldwin Motorsports, Ford Brothers Racing, Nick Janusa, and many more, including Mr. Digging Deep himself, Cody Jansen, plus all the top 17 GNCC pros such as 7-time champion Walker Fowler, Bryson Neal, Hunter Hart, Cole Richardson, Jared McClure, Anna McGill, and previous champion Chris Borich. These top riders continue to appreciate the high performance and impressive durability that their DP brakes have to offer, products that ultimately help place them on top of the podium week after week. DP brakes are available through www.dp-brakes.com, or you can purchase them through your local Parts Unlimited stocking dealer, or you can even message us, myself, Larry Mills, or DP Brakes on Instagram or Facebook. And if you have any questions about product or sponsorship support, please ask us. We are waiting for you. Join the best ATV riders in the world equipped with DP brakes, and have a great year, everyone.
Headlined by their 4130 Chromoly, Launderville Steel and Concrete Supply is a full-service steel supplier of new and surplus steel, aluminum, and stainless steel products. This racing family-owned full metal service center and concrete product supplier comes with over 30 years of experience serving the entire United States from their central Midwest location. As the number one choice for nationwide shipments and with available next-day delivery in select areas, LSE has you covered near or far. 4130 is not just the chromoly tubing and plate used in the building of chassis for an array of motorsports applications, but it is also the name of the newest addition to the pro paddock with riders Jaden JJ Launderville and Max Lindquist, introducing the new 4130 Motorsports team. Launderville Steel offers a large selection of material for any project, including their concrete division that can supply everything you need to complete your next business or personal project. For a quote or more info, visit laundervillesteel.com today or give them a call at 715-675-6193. That's 715-675-6193. With the desire to keep you in the race, Ultimate Poly Products offers the Ultimate Protection Collection of case savers, chain sliders, intake manifolds, and more. Founded on quality in 1998, this family-owned and operated business produces products created by racers for racers. These industry-leading products are proudly made and manufactured in the USA, with their case savers being made of the highest quality American-made polyurethane on the market and designed to completely conform to your engine case to help prevent case damage from a thrown chain, because no one wants to be a spectator on race day. Join top pro riders like Bryson Neal, Walker Fowler, John Glotta Jr., Adam McGill, Cole Richardson, and more by using UPP Racing products. Use discount code DIGGINGDEEP15 at uppracing.com to save on your next order. Ultimate Poly Products, made to last longer so you can ride more. Thanks for listening, and remember to support our partners. Now back to the show. Speaking of Loretta's, your best friend gets a championship at Loretta's.
Yes.
And I thought that was the coolest thing. She was kind of the dark horse in that class, right? In the women's 15 plus class.
Yeah.
And Ellie gets it done. So I figured, and I think she's riding off into the sunset now, right? She's not racing anymore. So like to end it on that kind of
don't
note,
remind me.
To end it on that note, like you had to be like, I don't want to say like proud older sister, but like proud best friend, obviously.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the few rounds before that, I was like, I would always watch her women's 15 plus, but the few rounds before that, we knew how the points were stacking up. We knew what she needed to do. And I was just like always next to her mom, like screaming on the side for her. I kind of felt like, oh, this is what it's like to be like my mom or like my dad, you know? Yep. And Loretta's, it was actually like a close race between her and Tegan, and it was like she had to beat her that race to like win it. Or
it was like winner take
like
all.
That.
Yeah, it was like winner take all.
Yeah, it was. And that she was like behind her and then passing her, and then they were almost passing each other back. And I was just like, oh my, I was getting so nervous just watching it. But yeah, I was so happy for her when she came back to the pits after that race. I was like screaming and hugged her, and it was just a really good moment. And I'm really happy that she got that one. I mean, she deserves it.
Yeah, me too. I was stoked for Ellie Roush there. And I think the story went that she wasn't even planning to race that class, right? Like, I don't even think she raced it at the beginning of the year, then goes on to win the title. Like, it's pretty rad in her first national championship. And like I said, unless she makes a comeback, like her last, like it's just the coolest story. So needed to touch on that. So I know you got to get out of here, but your goals for 2025, I know you're, racing the A class, obviously, again, we know that that's the top of your list on kind of your goals out there. So like, what's the goal? Because we've seen you be better in every championship, right? Like you're creeping up on the top 5 at this point. Like you're right there. We've seen you run in the top 3 in motos and the whole story. So like you are a contender for podiums and potentially, a moto win, overall win at some point, finish in the top 3 to 5 in the championship. Like what's the actual goal? Because all of those would be totally possible for you. And I can't wait to see it. Like you're going to make it happen. Just when.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. So, I mean, if we compare my goals this year to last year in A class, my goal was top 5, and I actually was shy of it by just a couple points.
Like 3 or something, right? 3 or 4 or something like that.
Yeah, it was between me and like 2 other guys. But I I just had some bad luck a few of those rounds, just kind of adjusting to that speed and that pace. I mean, it took me a minute. We had a few good moments, a few bad. I mean, that's just how it goes. But I definitely do enjoy A class way better than I did B class. I'll tell you that.
You know what to expect from those guys. Like nobody's going to move over on you or land on you or anything like that.
I can trust them somewhat. But going into this year, I'd say my goals for A are definitely top 3. I'm not sure who's moving up, who's moving out. I mean, I frankly don't really care. I just want to focus on that top 3 and just generally doing better than last season is the main focus, and obviously getting faster and building more confidence on those jumps that those guys hit. Mm-hmm. I mean, I hit some of them this year, but not as many as I should have. So that's another goal. And obviously WMX, I'd like to keep that going and keep winning because I need money desperately right now. So that would be nice. I actually can't wait till the first race. You don't even know. So
that's amazing. So
get more whole shots.
Well, and that's exactly what I was going to say. I know you're talking about WMX whole shots and the money that comes along with that. But Kinsey, if we could get you some whole shots in the A class, you'd win motos. Like that's just what we need to do. Like, how do we need to get over the hump to get some whole shots in the A class? That's what we need.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to it.
Kinsey, there's a few, like 2 or 3 more things I want to hit on. So we'll do them like rapid.
Yeah, you're fine.
So I can get you out of here. So one, did you see in the fall when Harv and like that whole crew hinted at possibly putting you on the Team USA team? I thought that was the coolest thing. I couldn't not let you come and join us without mentioning because and here in the US, we'd put you up against anybody and I'd take it to the bank about you, putting it on for our team. So tell me about what your emotions were when you saw that.
Yeah, I was at the gym when I was listening to that episode. I think it was your podcast. Yeah, you were talking about that. Mm-hmm. And I was listening to Joel. Joel was on mentioning it, and I was on the treadmill. I was actually running while listening to it, and I started laughing a little bit. But I heard all about the foreign girl coming to race.
Yes, she wants something. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what it was, but she wants a challenge. And the funniest part about all of it was your mom getting aggressive with her online. Yeah. That was the best.
I texted her after seeing it, because I didn't even see this stuff on Facebook till after I listened to the podcast. And I go on Facebook and I'm reading the comment section and I see my mom in there. And I text my mom. I'm like, you need to chill. Like, you need to calm down. And she's like, well, like, I'm just trying to defend you. And I'm just like, Mom, it's like, it's okay. I don't need to be defended. Like, we'll see when we get on the track. Yeah. Oh, but that's just how my mom is. She's like ride or die. Mm-hmm. Will like defend you to her grave.
Of course. I love it.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
Okay, so there was that. Then I kind of wanted to hit on the fact that, so like you got this sport that you love, you've been doing it your whole life, like this whole thing, right? And you grew up at a racetrack, like the whole 9 yards. And how cool is it for you? So like your dad has that national in 2014, and then there's a little bit of a hiatus. And I remember like the COVID year, probably like you guys were really starting to get into it, like chasing the nationals again. And I remember your dad, you and your dad like coming up by me, and like you're little at the time, kind of, like a lot littler than you are now. And just to see, like, I wonder how cool it is for you. Cause like I said, it's a shared passion between you and dad, which has to be a really cool thing for your dad to share that with his daughter. But then for you to see the progression, like as you became, gnarly and one of the biggest faces of our sport, men's or women's, but you saw him go from like getting a national, then desperately wanting a national so badly again. And now he's got it. And now this year it's the finale. And he puts on that amazing show last year for the Legends race. And he's like the glue that's like keeping the whole series together. Like he's got his hands in everything. And that's gotta be really, like, it's gotta be really cool for you, because you saw dad go from guy who wanted a national really, really bad to, like I said, like he's involved in everything now. And I don't know, it's just thought it'd be something that has to be really cool for you. Cause like I said, shared passion, something you guys enjoy, together. And now like on the grandest stage in all the world for our sport, he's like one of the main guys keeping it together. And that's just a really cool thing. Like we're so grateful for him.
Yeah, it was really cool to watch, especially the Legends race. That was like, I've never experienced anything like that. That was definitely like the best one, the one to remember. But I mean, I say this all the time and I'll say it again, but most people have no idea how much time and how much he sacrifices to put on stuff like that. And just the whole team behind it, like all of his workers and friends and just everyone, even for that race alone, how many hours and time is spent like working on stuff around the track. It's like months. A few like months. Weeks, months too, but even a few weeks like before the Legends race, I would go down to the track to get something or just like snoop around on my 90, and there's like 50 people down there just like painting or like hanging up banners and fixing this, doing that. And it's just crazy. Actually, no, one time I needed the power washer to wash my bike, and it was down there because they were power washing the buildings and stuff. And I didn't want to steal it from him, but yeah, it's just so much time. And I mean, since he's so passionate about it, he doesn't care to do it and he would do it again. But I mean, yeah, there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into it. And I mean, hard work definitely pays off. But yeah.
So grateful for that guy. He smashed it. That Legends race was amazing. Like I'll talk about it for forever. And we got cool things coming this year too. I don't know what I can say and what I can't say, but there's cool things coming for 2025.
You probably know more than I.
That's going to make it different than all the other nationals, which is going to be really cool. But yeah, I wanted to hit on that. And I'm so grateful for him for so many things, like what he does for the sport. And then personally, like we have the ride day there, which is the coolest thing ever. And, him giving me the opportunity to be in the tower for the Legends race and announce the last couple of years, and then, like helping at the banquet and all those things. So I'm super grateful for him in that regard, which leads me to all of the people that said to me at the banquet that we need to get Kinsey on the mic, because the little bit that you did at the banquet, it was like in and out. Like we were doing no fluff. It was amazing. And a lot of people said that to me. They're like, man, you need to have Kinsey up there helping you out a little more. Like we'd be out of here by 7:00.
Really? That's funny. It was leading up to that. I was sitting at the table with Mason Jackson because he had to announce after me. I forget what award. I think it was the Silverback or Vet Award. But I was like, Mason, what are you going to say up there? And he was like, I don't know. I was waiting to see what you're going to say. And I was like, I was going to hear what you were saying. And then I didn't really know. I didn't prepare really. I didn't know until like the night of. My dad comes up to me when I just got there to the resort, and he was like, oh, by the way, you're like announcing this tonight. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, there's some words on the paper. I look at the paper, it's like a sentence. And I was like, I gotta say a little bit more than that. It's just like the winner is. But yeah, I wasn't too prepared for that one, but
well, you made everybody think you were like running a tight ship. We're in and out. So you made it look good. But yeah, I needed to comment on that because that's what I was hearing too. But Kinsey, I think we hit on just about everything I wanted to talk about. Super cool to see you still like doing this whole thing, making it all work with school and everything else.
Yeah.
Doing some riding and all these things. So what's it going to be like when the season starts? Like, will you, like, I'm assuming there's some races when you're still in school. So like you just have to miss a day or two of school and then head back, and that's how that goes.
Yeah, I looked at the schedule, and there's 2 races that kind of conflict with school. Thankfully, since the schedule's more spread out this year, there's not as many. But I mean, for the most part, I'll just have to miss like a couple classes. But I mean, like, it's not the end of the world. But I should be done. Like, our finals week is the last weekend of April, maybe like first few days of May. So once, like, after the first week of May, I'm like going to be home. And I mean, my dad, he texted me a couple days ago and was saying that Joel was going to work with me throughout the summer. And I was like, what? Like, he was like, yeah, like through May through July. And I'm like, okay, like, I mean, I'm trying to work a job too outside of racing, but I mean, I'm looking forward to that, obviously. But yeah, I'll just have to miss a few classes. It won't be too big of a deal, hopefully, but
making it all work.
Yeah. I mean, when I was in high school, it's like the same thing. If not, I missed more days of school. So
exactly. Oh yeah. It's way easier to miss school in college for sure. So, Kinsey, I don't want to take any more of your time, but I can't thank you enough for doing this. I think we wanted to, like I said, we wanted to do this for a few months now. So I appreciate you finding a little time for me.
Yeah,
and
finally made it work.
Giving an update going into the season here. And hopefully you can get some laps under your belt. And we're going to be at the first race for you guys, Deckers, before we know it. So can't wait, and, have some fun, stay safe travels, all those things between now and then. And we're always cheering for you. Love having you on the show here. And I'm sure we'll chat soon.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for having me again. I mean, we're both really busy. I'm sure you're more busy than I am, but we're both pretty busy. I've been wanting to talk for a while, but I'm happy to be here, and I'm grateful to be here. So thank you.
You're the best. That's WMX champion Kinsey Osborn signing off on the Digging Deep ATVMX podcast, brought to you by Yamaha. Thanks so much, Kinsey. Have a good night.
Thanks. You too.
Man, what a fun conversation. Kinsey is such a badass, and I'm calling it top 3 in the A class overall this year. I don't know if I mean at an event or in the points, maybe both. And if she gets a whole shot, man, look out. On the right day, she's going to win one of these things. Major thanks to Kinsey Osborn for being such an awesome guest. Thanks to producer Dallas Jansen, my brother, for all his hard work. Thanks to my wife, Brooke, and thanks to AMA official Harv Whipple. And thanks to all of our donors. And thank you to all of our partners. CST Tires, go to shop.csttires.com today. Yamaha, thanks to Blue Crew. Thanks to SSI Decals, Valvoline, DID Racing Chain, Launderville Steel Enterprises and Concrete Supply, DP Brakes, Impact Solutions, Ultimate Poly Products, UPP Racing. Use discount code DiggingDeep15 at uppracing.com, and Manscaped to get 20% off and free shipping with code DiggingDeep20 at manscaped.com. Support the brands that support our show, and don't forget to use those codes to save. Find it all on our website, and be sure to click that Rocky Mountain ATVMC banner for all your gear and parts needs and to help us out. And most of all, thanks to you guys for listening. Shop our Digging Deep merch at shop.diggingdeepatvmx.com. We have so much cool stuff over there right now. Everybody should be flocking to atvfantasy.com right now, as we are just 10 days away from the start of a new Digging Deep ATV fantasy season. So head over to atvfantasy.com ASAP. If you're looking for another easy way to help support us, visit our website and click the Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee buttons. This allows you to set up a one-time or monthly contribution to support our efforts. Follow the show on social media, Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast, and myself, Cody Jansen, for additional content, coverage, and more fun stuff, as we are just days away from the start of a brand new season of ATV Motocross. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and more. Wherever you find podcasts, you'll find the Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast. All episodes, additional podcast providers, sponsor links, and discount codes, show merchandise, fantasy info, and more can all be found on our website, diggingdeepatvmx.com. So check that out today. Be a friend, tell a friend. Please download, subscribe, rate, review, and share. And be on the lookout in the coming days. We have a season preview and Daytona preview episode coming. That is in the works. I've been crazy busy over the last couple months with my workload going up and up, but we are ready to hit the ground running for a new season here at Digging Deep. And with that, for Kinsey Osborn, Brooke Jansen, Dallas Jansen, and I'm your host, Cody Jansen, thanks for listening to and making us the most listened to podcast in ATV racing, with nearly 275,000 downloads last month in 111 total countries. Until next time, thanks for joining us in Digging Deep with the Stars of ATV Motocross. Things are crashing and burning here at the Digging Deep podcast, much like the Titanic.
Those guys were hauling ass, for real.
I remember watching Doug Gus, I don't know who it was, Steel City, running the same times Friday afternoon as James Stewart was on Sunday back then. It was mental. I've never seen quads go that fast.
Quad leaders are freaking